Listen closely. If this message found you, it wasn't by accident. Something in your spirit has been shifting, and you can feel it even when you can't explain it. The battles you've faced, the tears you've cried, the nights you questioned God, none of it was punishment. It was positioning. You've been walking through a season of pressure because heaven has been preparing you for a blessing that cannot be blocked, delayed, or stolen this time. Everything you lost, every door that slammed in your face, every moment you felt forgotten, it was making room for what's coming now. The level God is about to raise you to require this level of resilience, strength, and self-awareness. You're not watching this because you're curious. You're watching this because something inside you knows your time is here. God said, "Your blessing is now activated. Nothing can block it this time." Before we continue, like this video, subscribe, and comment, "I am ready," if you're prepared for what God is releasing over your life. Because you, the chosen one, are not hearing this by coincidence. From this moment forward, every force that was holding you back is losing power. Every delay that slowed you down has expired. Your blessing has been activated in the spiritual realm, and now it's moving into your physical reality. Heaven has opened the file with your name on it, and the blessings assigned to you are being dispatched at a speed your enemies cannot interfere with. People you've never met are being positioned to speak your name with favor. Opportunities that used to ignore you are being pulled toward you like a magnet. A new level of alignment is unfolding around you. And when God authorizes a breakthrough, no human, no system, no weapon can block it. What was once hard will begin to flow. What once resisted you will now welcome you. The shift has already started, and deep down, you can feel it. But before elevation comes, separation comes. And that's where your journey has been the most painful. You weren't isolated because you were unloved. You were separated because you were chosen. God had to remove the people who benefited from your light, but were never meant to witness your reward. The people who were comfortable with your struggle, but would have resented your breakthrough. You had to experience betrayal so you would stop depending on people who couldn't follow you into purpose. You had to feel alone so you would learn to hear God without noise. Solitude wasn't abandonment. It was training. The chosen walk alone before they walk in victory because not everyone has the capacity to hold greatness without contaminating it. You didn't lose them. God redirected you. Because the version of you that's rising now requires a circle that is equally anointed, aligned, and spiritually awake. And now that you've passed the separation, you're stepping into the season of confirmation. The signs have been there. You just didn't realize they were signs. The repeated numbers, the dreams that felt too real to ignore, the sudden intuition that told you to move left when you would have normally moved right. None of that was random. Your spirit has been waking up ahead of your reality, sensing what your physical eyes could not yet see. Every time something told you, something big is coming, that was God whispering, "Get ready." Every time you suddenly expected more out of life, even when nothing around you supported that expectation, that was destiny speaking. You didn't outgrow people. You outgrew the version of yourself that attracted them. You didn't become distant. You became spiritually aware. You stopped fitting into old places because you weren't designed to stay there. And now, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, you are prepared. You've been tested enough to value what's coming. You're healed enough to hold it. You're wise enough to protect it. The blessing being released over your life doesn't just elevate your circumstances, it elevates your identity. The doors opening for you aren't just opportunities, They are assignments. You're not stepping into a new season. You're stepping into the season you were born for. Everything in your life has been rewired to support the calling on your life. Your heart is stronger. Your mind is clearer. Your spirit is activated. Distractions no longer have power over you. Temptation no longer pulls you off your path. You don't chase what isn't aligned. You don't apologize for your standards. You don't shrink to make anyone comfortable. What's rising inside you is not ego, it's destiny. The inner voice whispering, "It's time," is not imagination, it's confirmation. The peace you feel without evidence is the clearest sign that the breakthrough is already in motion. Your soul knows before your eyes know. You've crossed into a new timeline. The version of you that struggled is done. The version that settled is gone. The version that doubted is finished. You've stepped into what God always intended for you. And once a chosen one accepts who they are, nothing can block them. And the moment you stepped into identity, protection surrounded you on a different level. God has been protecting you long before you understood the battles you were in. Every time someone smiled in your face but plotted against you behind your back, the attack collapsed before it could reach you. Every time someone tried to slow your progress, block your name, or attach negativity to your reputation, heaven intercepted it. There were plans, traps, setups, and conversations designed to take you out. And not one succeeded because you were marked. You were never unprotected. You were divinely defended. People wonder why their jealousy doesn't shake you, why rumors don't ruin you, why their attempts to break you never work. It's because God's hand has been on you the entire time. You weren't lucky, you were chosen. Every trap intended to bury you turned into a step that elevated you. The enemy underestimated you because he didn't realize your entire path was reinforced with divine protection. No curse can land on what God has already blessed. No evil can stop what heaven has approved. Even when everything fell apart, the relationship that suddenly ended, the job that disappeared, the friendship that dissolved, those weren't losses, those were shields. God wasn't punishing you, He was protecting you from what would have destroyed you later. And out of that protection, a new version of you was born. You're not just changing, you've already changed. The person you used to be doesn't exist anymore, and the world hasn't even fully realized it yet. The old version of you would have settled, stayed quiet, accepted crumbs, tolerated disrespect, and dimmed your light to make others feel comfortable. But now, you've outgrown every identity that kept you small. Your confidence is not arrogance. It is spiritual clarity. You finally know who you are and what you carry. Every wound from your past has turned into wisdom. Every mistake became maturity. Every disappointment sharpened your intuition. You no longer attach to people who cannot match your energy. You no longer explain what you've outgrown. You no longer chase validation because you became the validation. Purpose has replaced fear. Alignment has replaced attachment. Discernment has replaced desperation. You walk into rooms differently now, not because you're trying to be seen, but because you have become someone who cannot be ignored. Your energy speaks before you even open your mouth. People feel something when they're around you. Some are inspired by it, others are threatened by it, but all of them recognize it. You've stepped into a new identity, and once you become this version of yourself, there is no going back. And now that your identity has aligned with your calling, divine timing takes over. Nothing in your journey was late. Nothing was wasted. Not a single second was random. God needed you healed, so the blessing wouldn't become a burden. God needed you wiser so you wouldn't mismanage what's coming. God needed your heart protected from the wrong people before introducing you to the right ones. If the blessing had arrived before the growth, it would have slipped through your fingers. But now you're ready. Heaven doesn't reward pain. Heaven rewards endurance. You didn't break. You didn't fold. You didn't stay down. You waited when quitting would have been easier. You stayed faithful when silence was loud. You kept believing even when nothing made sense. And because of that, the spiritual timeline has shifted. The waiting season has expired. Things that used to take years will now unfold in months. Opportunities that were stuck are now in motion. Doors that were sealed are now unlocking without force. What you were chasing is now beginning to chase you. The blessings you prayed for are no longer approaching. They are arriving. This is the moment where patience meets reward, where preparation meets manifestation. The heaviness you've been feeling lately hasn't been sadness. It has been transition. Your spirit has known something big was coming long before your eyes saw it. You're about to witness rapid alignment, people showing up to support you without hidden motives, resources appearing at the exact second you need them, unexpected yeses after years of no's. Every divine delay is turning into divine acceleration. What once required force will now flow. What once ignored you will now pursue you. You won't need to prove yourself, compete, or fight to be seen. Everything will fit: the blessing, the moment, and the person you've become. The waiting season has expired, and the walking in purpose season has begun. And because the timing has aligned, elevation has begun. Your rise will not be quiet. Your name will start traveling into rooms before your footsteps ever enter them. People who once overlooked you will suddenly remember you. Those who dismissed you will speak of you with respect. Environments that once rejected you are preparing for your arrival because you now carry an authority that can't be muted. God is raising you to a level you never begged for, not for image, but for impact. Your gift is about to open doors that human effort could never touch. Opportunities that needed the healed version of you are now unlocking because you finally became the person capable of holding what you asked for. The spotlight won't expose you because you were developed in silence. While others rushed to be seen, you were being shaped to last. Now, when favor locates you, there will be no collapse, no setback, no self-sabotage, because you have become the version of yourself who can carry greatness without losing identity. And with elevation comes overflow. What left your life is returning, but multiplied. What was taken from you is coming back, but better. You're stepping into a season where money isn't the goal, it's the tool. You won't just receive resources, you will manage them with wisdom and purpose. Unexpected income will begin locating you. Not just one source, but multiple. Opportunities will align with your assignment. Collaboration will replace competition. Financial breakthroughs will happen not by luck, but by spiritual alignment. Poverty, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially, has been evicted from your life. Where there used to be survival, there will now be abundance. Where there used to be fear around finances, there will now be clarity and peace. God didn't call you to suffer. He called you to steward. And overflow is not about greed. It's about responsibility. You are being positioned to bless others, to fund the assignment, to break cycles that have existed in your family for generations. You are not stepping into wealth for appearances. You're stepping into wealth for purpose. Prosperity is not the reward. It is the confirmation that you are walking in alignment. and the world will watch as resources begin flowing to you in ways that defy logic. But elevation and abundance would be incomplete without the healing of your heart. Your heart wasn't broken to destroy you. It was broken to teach you discernment. You needed to learn the difference between attention and intention, attachment and alignment, love and comfort. Every heartbreak sharpened your intuition. Every disappointment raised your standards. Every betrayal taught you how to protect your spirit without hardening it. Now, you love differently, not harder, not softer, but wiser. Loyalty will finally match loyalty. Effort will finally match effort. God is preparing a love that recognizes your worth without explanations, without proving, without shrinking. The connection your soul prayed for will not come from chasing, it will come from attraction. When you stop dimming your light to be loved, you become visible to those who can love you correctly. You will not have to beg to be chosen. You will not have to fight to be understood. You will not have to sacrifice your identity to be appreciated. The right person will find you naturally because your energy will match their spirit. They won't be intimidated by your growth. They will contribute to it. They won't silence your glow. They will amplify it. They won't ask you to lower your standards. They will rise to meet them. Love will no longer be a battlefield. It will be a sanctuary. You will feel safe, not anxious. You will feel seen, not tolerated. You will feel chosen, not convenient. This time, reciprocity will be natural, not negotiated. This time, the love you receive will be worthy of the healed version of you, not the broken version. And when that connection arrives, you'll understand why certain people didn't stay, why certain doors closed, why certain chapters ended abruptly. Your soul was never meant to bond permanently with temporary characters. The person that's coming into your life, whether romantically, spiritually, or even platonically, is aligned with your destiny, not your wounds. And when that alignment arrives, love will feel like peace, not chaos. Elevation, abundance, and love are not separate blessings. They are connected. Each required you to stretch, release, and trust. Now that you've fully stepped into your true identity, everything that was once withheld is returning all at once. You're not entering just another season. You're entering a higher dimension where every area of your life aligns simultaneously. You're rising not because of luck, but because of purpose. You're attracting not because of appearance, but because of spiritual frequency. Nothing unfolding right now is random. Every detail has been orchestrated, timed, and spiritually confirmed to meet the person you've become. And with alignment comes authority. Your voice isn't just speaking anymore, it's carrying weight. When you speak, chains break inside you and around you. When you choose belief over doubt, darkness loses power. You weren't built to blend in. You were designed to interrupt generational patterns, dismantle cycles, and rewrite spiritual history for your lineage. That's why you trigger people without trying. That's why your presence makes some uncomfortable. Your anointing enters the room before your words do. You don't need titles, validation, or applause. Your authority isn't personality, it's spiritual rank. You are called, appointed, refined, and prepared for influence that cannot be explained by human achievement. You're not motivational. You're chosen. Your presence activates people. Your strength wakes people up. Your growth removes their excuses. Every time you pick healing over bitterness, discipline over distraction, purpose over comfort, you operate in a level of authority that can't be learned, only bestowed. And now, that authority is triggering a new pace over your life. Blessings will begin to move faster than the attacks. The speed of what God is releasing will exceed anything you've previously experienced. The momentum will feel supernatural because it is. You're not stepping into blessings one at a time. You're stepping into clusters, waves, and layers. Areas of your life that were stagnant will suddenly bloom simultaneously. Ideas will align. Opportunities will overlap. Resources will appear right when you need them. This is not coincidence. It's acceleration. Harvest will come from seeds you forgot you planted. Seeds of kindness, seeds of faith, seeds of consistency, seeds of resilience. God slows nothing that He approves. And because you have been found faithful in the wilderness, He will not withhold acceleration in the promised land. What once took years will now take months. What once required striving will happen through flow. What once required effort will now require presence. You won't need to force what's already ordained. You won't need to chase what's already yours. Alignment will guide you where force once exhausted you. Acceleration is not random. It is the confirmation that heaven has shifted your timeline from waiting to receiving. You will watch blessings stack faster than challenges can form because the season of resistance has run out of authority over your life. And with acceleration comes arrival. This is the moment that will make sense of everything. This is your "it finally happened" season. Not the almost, not the one day, not the someday, but the manifestation you prayed for, cried for, and endured for. You're stepping into everything you were told you weren't good enough for, smart enough for, worthy enough for, chosen enough for. Every label people tried to attach to you is about to collapse under the weight of your breakthrough. Every limitation spoken over you is about to look foolish. Those who doubted you will witness what God does through you. Your story, the pain, the setbacks, the survival, the persistence, is about to become someone else's hope, someone else's lesson, someone else's proof that God still moves. Your blessing is not temporary, it is permanent. This isn't the rise that collapses. This isn't the success that fades. This isn't the moment that slips away. This is the divine fulfillment of everything that was delayed, everything that was prophesied, everything that was promised. You are not entering this blessing wounded, insecure, or unprepared. You are entering healed, whole, aware, and intentional. You will not sabotage the blessing because the version of you who would have is gone. You will not lose yourself in the blessing because you already found yourself in the wilderness. This blessing will not take you away from God. It will bring you closer. This time, your blessings won't cost you your peace. This time, success won't require abandoning your authenticity. This time, love won't require ignoring your intuition. This time, opportunities won't demand self-betrayal. What's arriving now is aligned with who you really are. You have become the person who can sustain everything that's about to unfold. That is the real miracle. The blessing isn't the job, the relationship, the wealth, or the recognition. The blessing is the evolution, the transformation, the awakening that made you ready. And now that you are ready, nothing in existence can stop the arrival. Not the past, not fear, not envy, not delay, not sabotage, not doubt. God didn't take you the long way to leave you here. You didn't come this far to break now. You didn't heal this much to settle now. You didn't survive all of that to watch someone else live your calling. You are entering the life your soul always knew was yours, even when your circumstances didn't agree. You are stepping into answered prayers. Not just what you prayed for, but what you didn't even know how to ask for. You have arrived not by luck, not by chance, not by coincidence, but by divine design, timing, and authority.